Wishing for Trump to die, being happy that Charlie is, celebrating criminals, jailing people for self-defense, and transing kids are just a few of the reasons that the current state of the Democratic Party, in my opinion, is evil. Welcome to another psychological deep dive. Number 1, lies over truth. Number 2, disease over health. And number 3, crime over lawfulness. And yes, while I agree that not everything lawful is moral or morally okay, but what other standard are we going to live by, right? Luckily, we live in a democratic place where as a people, we get together and vote on what we think is most moral. Someone on my video said, former lefty and Bernie campaign worker, it is not conservatives versus liberals anymore. It's average people versus people who are ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, and refuse to contribute to society, all while demanding everything from it. It is no longer left versus right. It is right versus wrong. Remember a few months ago during his first few months of presidency, President Trump didn't show his face for like 2 days and people were already speculating that he was dead, which just goes to show you how actually present he's been throughout his entire presidency so far, because Biden was like gone for like 8 months and no one said a damn thing. And from what I've seen, this is very much a one-sided issue. I'm sure a few Trump voters and a few Republicans or conservatives voted for, or wanted, not voted for, wanted, were hoping for Biden's demise. But straight up wearing it in public like this, I didn't see anybody on my side of the aisle do this. I'm sure we also all remember the who's gonna do it trend on TikTok.
Here, somebody's gotta do it and get it done quickly. Somebody's got to do it.
All right, guys, we're about 6 weeks in. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna take one for the team and do it? And I'm not gonna say what it is, because I know that you know that I know what we're all thinking. It can't be me. I'm a dance teacher. I got things to do.
My question for you is, did you ever see it trending the other way? Trump is dead was trending on X. It was a major trend for like 2-day period.
Is Trump dead? Is Trump dead? And then JD Vance gives an interview being like, God forbid anything happens, but like, I'm ready to take the job.
It all started because Trump was seen with some bruising on his hands, and then, of course, some TikTok doctors and therapists, maybe they are real doctors and therapists, I don't know, decided to weigh in, of course.
And like the doctors of TikTok and the doctors of Twitter have like looked at it and they've been like, he's getting some kind of infusion, like something is definitely wrong there.
This is my favorite post throughout them all, though. Who started the Trump is dead nonsense? You want to know where Trump is? He's right here where he's always been, rent-free and empty heads. The rumors had gotten so bad that the press secretary even had to comment on this, and of course then the president himself.
I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really?
I didn't see that.
You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
And I want to talk for a few minutes about the psychological effects of all of this, because it's becoming clearer and clearer what's actually happening here. Number 1, if this isn't proof of brainwashing, I don't know what is.
Do we think he's still eating and drinking fluids? Or is he like on IV and with a catheter? Oh, and maybe he has labored breathing. And he's sleeping a lot and probably even more confused than normal.
Imagine calling yourself the party of love and acceptance and then getting super excited when, over somebody's made up or fake demise. Imagine thinking that words are violence and then using your words to wish somebody's unaliveness. Imagine constantly being fearmongered to the point where you literally believe that if you're LGBT, you're going to be placed in concentration camps. Imagine believing that Biden was fully competent while he was having trouble just getting through a sentence and finding his way off stage. Or what about when he called Kamala the president? Or when he talked about kids touching his leg hair in the pool, like, bleh. I still don't understand that one. Imagine having so much Trump derangement syndrome that you literally voted the second time to keep this doddering old fool in the White House before your side actually overthrew democracy and pushed Kamala to run against Trump without having a primary. Imagine gaslighting us, telling us that we're the crazy ones, that we shouldn't believe our own eyes, that Biden was actually fine and completely competent, completely capable of running the country a second term. Imagine tweeting this and not seeing the ridiculous hypocrisy in this a few months after. If you're playing politics with Joe Biden Biden's cancer diagnosis, you are a scumbag. You are showing your true colors, and I'm glad the internet saves everything forever so your grandkids can see. 3 months later, what's going on with Trump's health? Why is he covering up what appears to be heavy bruising on his hands? Is he having multiple procedures that require an IV? America deserves to know. Or this. If you're arguing that Biden is too old for the job, you must ignore his strong, sharp delivery or clear, carefully worded, fully informed and authoritative answers in today's press conference in Finland's 7 time zones from DC without a hint of jet lag. 2 years later, this is a crisis. The president is mentally incompetent and the media refuses to cover that story. Imagine hating a man so much that more often than not, people can't even give a definitive answer as to why they hate him so much. That even when the mayor of DC says that Trump has handled the crime crisis in his city, that you're somehow still against this.
For carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction in carjackings in Washington, D.C. We know that when carjackings go down, when the use of gun goes down, when homicide or robbery go down, neighborhoods feel safer and are safer. So this surge has been important to us for that reason.
Thousands of people are going on X posting shit like this. Dear real Donald Trump, I've been carjacked in Chicago with my arm broken. I still don't want you or your troops here. By the way, there are no red hats here. Having full meltdowns over the National Guard, literally cleaning up your city.
You, Pete. Nazis. Climate justice! Suckers! Get the out of my city!
Laura Loomer said, President Trump's executive orders to make Washington, D.C. safe again caused a small group of anti-Trump protesters to suffer a full-blown mental breakdown, blowing whistles and yelling at people in the streets of D.C. Imagine being against public safety. The left has lost it. Can anyone explain to me how any of this makes sense? Of course it doesn't, because that is what brainwashing does. Your brain is literally kind of backwards. Not literally, but figuratively. You hate things that you once loved. Peace begins to feel so foreign because you've become so comfortable living in fear, living on the edge. Now, I don't agree with Trump on everything, right? I've spoken about this in multiple videos before. But hating the thing because of the person that did said thing is wild. For everybody who's watching, here's the hypocrisy that we're dealing with right now. So it's cultural appropriation if you wear a Mexican hat and you're not Mexican. But it's not appropriation to use female pronouns and not be a woman. It's racist if you voted red, but it's not racist if you literally call all white people trash. It's not okay to be critical of anti-LGBTQ religions, but it is okay to be openly anti-Semitic. Silence is violence, and so is misgendering, but wishing for somebody's death is okay. Being fat is positive, or being fat is body positive, but RFK taking out artificial dyes and from the food we eat is somehow fascism. Reality is bigoted, but lying is kind. I love this video by Evan.
So I was a Democrat until 2020, and I want to invite anybody who still is on that side of the fence to sincerely consider whether being a Democrat is serving you well. On an individual level, just think of the mindset difference between Democrats and Republicans. Think of a Democrat rally. It is a bunch of speeches of people complaining, of people telling you should be jealous of people who are more successful than you, of people demanding more government handouts, of people hating this country, of hating our history, of people wanting to divide you along lines of race, class, and sexuality. And now think of a Republican rally. A bunch of people, thousands, chanting USA, USA in unison because they love this country. They love the opportunity that exists here. Instead of wanting a government handout, they want that opportunity. They want the government to get out of the way so they can make a way for themselves. They don't want to divide people along lines of race, class, sexuality. They want everybody to unite as Americans. Just think of the difference in mindset there and just how that affects your day-to-day life.
Getting crazy out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Of course, I don't believe that all Democrats are evil. I don't think all leftists are evil. I just posted a video last week saying that not all non-binary people or people that identify as non-binary are crazy. I think there are some people that just feel a certain way and want a word to describe it, and that's fine. And making these videos isn't an attempt at me trying to further the divide between the two sides, but it is meant to point out the hypocrisy, the maliciousness, and the actual violence at this point in time that I've only seen on the left. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys back here in a few days with a brand new video. Until then, I love you, love yourselves, keep calling out the bullshit. Bye.